Today we're looking at lesson 11.5, three-dimensional figures. How can you identify, describe, and classify three-dimensional figures? A solid figure has three dimensions: length, width, and height. Polyhedrons, such as prisms and pyramids, are three-dimensional figures with faces that are polygons. A prism is a polyhedron that has two congruent polygons as bases. Like if you look at this polyhedron, pyramid, or prism, I'm sorry. A polyhedron's lateral faces are polygons that connect with the bases. So these are the lateral faces here. The lateral faces of a prism are rectangles. If you look at one side, it's a rectangle. If you look even at this six-sided prism, each side is a rectangle. You look at this one, each side is a rectangle. And here is a four-sided one, and each of the lateral faces is a rectangle. A prism's base shape is used to name the solid figure. The base shape of this prism is a triangle. The prism is a triangular prism. So when you want to name it, you look at what? Base. Okay, either one. Identify the base shape of the prism. Use the terms in the box to correctly name the prism by its base shape. So what is the base shape of this prism? A rectangle. So we're going to name it. Well, I think I can drag. We're going to name it by its base. And so it is going to be a rectangular what? Prism. What special prism has congruent squares for bases and lateral shapes? What special prism has congruent squares for bases and lateral faces? What is this called? A cube. Its lateral faces and its base are squares, so cube. Okay, that's at the very bottom of the page under your purple box. So let's try another. Okay, what is this base shape? How many sides does this have?
Pentagon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that makes it, you're right, a pentagon. So it's a pentagonal prism. A pentagonal prism. Okay, let's try another one. What is this base shape? Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hexagon.
So 6 is a hexagon. So the base is a hexagon, so it's a hexagonal prism. This is the last one on our page. Let's count the sides of the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So what is our figure that has 8 sides? An octagon. So we have an octagonal prism. So again, at the bottom, underneath your purple box, what special prism has a congruent square for bases and lateral faces? It was a cube. Okay, now we're going to move on to page 458. And we're going to talk about a pyramid. A pyramid is a polyhedron with only one base. The lateral faces of a pyramid are triangles that meet at a common vertex, like a prism. A pyramid is named for the shape of its base. So all you have to do is figure out what the base is, and you can name it. And here are some: a pentagonal pyramid, a rectangular pyramid, a square pyramid, and a triangular pyramid. What is the difference between a pyramid and a prism?
Prisms have two bases.
Prisms
have four.
A prism has two bases. A prism has two bases. A pyramid has only one, and it comes to a point at the top. Okay? Push this back out of our way. Identify the base shape of the pyramid. Use the terms in the box to correctly name the pyramid by its shape. What shape is the bottom of this? Triangle. Therefore, it is a what? A triangular pyramid. Let's look at our next one. What shape is the base of this pyramid?
A square.
A square. Actually, it's maybe not a square, but a which a rectangle. A square is always a a square is always a rectangle, but we don't have a square-agonal prism, or so you classify it as a rectangle. So this solid figure is a
rectangle.
Oh, here we go. Rectangular
pyramid.
Or square pyramid. So you could type it as, whoa. Okay. And the last one. How many sides does this base have? One. Whoops.
Four.
Let's look. 1, 2, 3. This dotted line back here is 4. And this dotted line back here is 5. So what shape is this one? What has 5 sides?
Pentagon.
A pentagon. And so it is a pentagonal prism. Pentagonal pyramid. And I forgot to write pyramid over here under the rectangle and square. It should say pyramid. Okay, I had a question about why the dotted lines. Those are lines that if you were sitting there looking straight on at the object, you wouldn't be able to see them, but they need to represent them in the drawing, so they make them to be a dotted line. Okay, look, non-polyhedrons. Some three-dimensional figures have curved surfaces. These solid figures are not polyhedrons. Do you remember what the definition for polyhedron was? Go look back at your paper. What does it say? A polyhedron.
A solid figure
with
faces that are polygons.
Okay. And this one doesn't have any flat polygon faces. It does have a base. What shape is its base? Circle. Okay. So, what do we call this? A cone, right? What shape does this base have?
Circle.
Now, it has two bases, but it doesn't have any lateral faces because it's curved. So this is called a cylinder. Has two congruent circular bases and one curved surface. And last is a sphere. It has no bases and one curved surface. Okay? So are these three polyhedrons?
No.
No, there's no lateral faces on these. Okay? It says use the Venn diagram to sort the three-dimensional figures shown in the dispenser. All right. Is a cone. We have geometric figures. We have non-polyhedrons and polyhedrons. What goes in the non-polyhedrons? What's one of them, Camry? A cone. Jay Sean, what's another one that goes in the non-polyhedron? The cylinder. And Faith, what's the last one that goes in our non-polyhedrons? We just went over these. The sphere. So what does that leave? Prisms and pyramids. Okay? They have lateral faces, so they go in the polyhedron. Okay, we're going to classify these solid figures. Now, this is number 1 on your share and show on page 459. Does it have two bases? Yes, right. Here and here. Does it have lateral faces?
Yes.
Yes. So what are those called? Prisms. Okay, now this one only has one base and it has lateral faces. So what are those called? Pyramid. They come to that point at the top. This one looks like number 4. How many sides does this have?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what shape gives us a 5? A pentagon. And what are we going to put at the end of it? A pentagonal prism. Or pentagonal, some people call them. Okay, let's see what's next. Classify the solid figure right. Prism, pyramid, cone, cylinder, or sphere. Oops. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, what is this one? Is it a prism?
Yes.
Pyramid?
Yes.
Okay, it is a prism. It has... Did I spell that right? Okay, how about, that is number 7. This is number 8. What is it? It has two bases, but only one curved surface. So it's a cylinder. And this one is number 10, I believe. And what shape is our base?
Triangle.
A triangle. And is it a prism or a pyramid?
Pyramid.
Pyramid. Okay. And then this one, I believe, is number 15. How many sides do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's octagonal. I spelled that wrong. Pyramid or prism?
Pyramid.
Does it come to a point?
Prism.